Hi everyone, it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I'm here to share with you a layout using the November kit. I've used one of the exclusive cut files from Nicole that was sort of a text background, and it was "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," and I've cut that large so that that sort of fills that 2/3 of the sheet, and then I'm going to work on embellishing and adding my photo to the negative side of that. What I've done here is I've grabbed one of the exclusive papers by Kim Watson, and it's sort of got a wood grain, beautiful light wood grain print on it, and I've backed that on the cut file. I felt that really helped to make it stand out. And now I'm very close on with my Cameo to needing a new blade. So actually I physically do need a new blade right now. So what I'm doing here is I'm just gluing down some of it. Didn't cut as nice as I would like it to be, but once I've embellished and added all my bits and pieces, I don't think you can really tell. But what I'm doing here is just popping down any of those sort of inner parts of, say, the C or the G, even some of the S's, just to tack them down so they don't lift. The photo that I'm scrapbooking is one I took Christmas Eve last year after Santa had visited and all of our presents were under our tree waiting for Christmas morning. And it's always a nice one to document, and I suppose before the chaos of Christmas Day comes and that pile under the tree ends up being a pile of presents, I suppose, or goodies that you have to find a spot for. You can see I've got a little helper next to me through some of this. She was wanting to be filmed, actually, so I had to tell her that I'm just filming my hands, so that's why her hands were coming in as well. And I am filming this one at night, and I know it's not ideal, but sometimes you've just got to work with what you've got to work with. So I've used OT light, and it does give a bit of a sort of glary look to that top of my layout, but it was either that or no extra light, and that just wasn't working. So hopefully you can see everything clear enough, and night filming, it's probably going to be a bit more of a regular thing for me. I'm finding it really hard to find any time during the day at the moment. So what I decided to do anyway was work with the Pink Fresh Studio pattern paper that I used last layout I created for hip kits, and it's got all cut up. It's got all pieces that you can cut up, so a variety of colors and shapes. So what I decided to do was cut that up and follow the lines within the paper, those natural parts that I could cut up, and I decided to sort of arrange them in a bit of a strippy, clustery, layered look, just down that right vertical. And then I decided to put my photo on top of that, and then that's sort of giving the layout's got a vertical design, but then obviously because of the cut file it is very busy, so it's a lot more busy than any of my layouts probably, and I think that's just the nature of that cut file, and that being text, it is going to fill a lot more of that space. So what I've gathered is, off camera, I've gathered some of the embellishments that I thought would work with this page. They are pretty much all from the Pink Fresh embellishment pack as well. I'm sort of getting to the last bits and pieces of that pack now because I've used them so much and I do love them. So that's probably why I only have a few left. So I've gathered the frame, which I've cut into 2 pieces. That little house I thought would suit this theme. That deer, I love that do not open until, and I thought that was perfect since it was Christmas Eve and the presents were all under the tree. I also added some of the present embellishments and the tree to the right of the photo. And what you'll see that I'm doing now is I've adhered my photo with a bit of that foam. So that means that it's a different level to the embellishments or pieces that are flat on the cardstock. So I need anything that I adhere on top of or partially on top of a photo, I need to add a bit more dimension to the piece of that isn't touching the photo. So that's what I was doing there. And then with the deer, I've adhered him with varying sort of dimensions. So the top part of him, his head and his body, have a thick foam tape on them, but his legs are adhered flat to the page. And I love doing that with certain embellishments. I think you can do that with some but not all, and it really worked with that one. Same with that present. That present is adhered on the red part of the present flat to the page, but the green present at the top has a bit of foam tape under it. There's my little helper again. I'm adding there "'Tis the Season to be Jolly" along the top of that deer, and then I'm adding that extra piece of frame. There's the wood grain tree, which I definitely wanted to add because it makes the wood grain of the background work perfectly. That's a cute little mousie that I fussy cut from the pink fresh pattern paper. It was just on one of the scraps that I had, and I found it and thought I definitely wanted to use him up. And now I'm trying to see within the puffy stickers what might work to add some extra embellishment to the page. I sort of was thinking that I'd do a bit of a horizontal row of embellishments and a bit of a grouping of embellishments. So I'm pretty much 3/4 of the way across the page, and I just was trying to find a couple of bits and pieces to continue that strip. So I thought I'd cut some of the trees out, and I've cut that out just so you didn't have to watch that. But I think in the end I decided against it. I felt like it was a bit too much, so I fussy cut them and didn't end up using them, but I did just pop them back into the die cut pack and figured I'd use them at some stage. I've adhered there the Christmas Wishes manufacturer strip to the bottom of the photo, just because I thought it was cute and it was sitting there in my pile of scraps to the right. On the top of that little tree, I've added the cute little puffy hearts, and now I'm working on, so I've done my main large embellishments, and once I've worked on my photo, my larger embellishments, then I go to the smaller ones. So I'm using the stars from the puffy stickers. I'll pull out anything else that I haven't touched yet, so I've grabbed out the veneer, exclusive veneer from the kit. So I'm finding some spots to add a few bits of those. Adding that arrow. I will add a circular piece, and then I'm adding that little tab to the top, and I will bring that down so you can see it shortly. And that little circular piece has a snowflake on it. I thought that was just a bit cute, and it goes with the wood grain look of the page as well. The next thing I'll grab is, I tried to see if any flare would work, and I popped it, as you can see, pretty much all over the page, and in the end I decided against that. Then I pulled out the exclusive acrylic pieces, and I had lots of sort of pinks and greens, but the words either didn't match or I wasn't feeling it. But I did grab out the red acrylic star that you can see me placing on the page there and adhering that down. And in that acrylic pack I found the word December that I must have popped there from a previous layout, so I popped that on top of that tree. Now I'm working on my enamel dots, and I find it's pretty amazing using these kits. Like, normally when I scrapbook, I probably wouldn't. I think because it's in a kit, it's encouraging me to use a lot more variety on my page. So previously I might have only used, say, the stars and not grabbed out extra enamel dots, or even with the embellishing I probably wouldn't have gone for the acrylic pieces because I had other bits and pieces on the page. So I've found that I'm really stretching, I suppose, because you do get so much in a kit. I'm using a lot more embellishments. Hopefully I'm still keeping with my style and my design ideas, but yeah, I'm definitely grabbing more embellishments than what I maybe would have before. Maybe I don't think that's a bad thing, but we'll see. What I'm doing now is adding on my title. So I've used those gorgeous, I think they're my favorite, the shine thickers, and I've put the word Eve, and I've had to adhere that E on because I peeled the backing off that when I was peeling it off the sheet. And that Christmas, I've decided that it was sticking out to the left too much, so I'm going to move that whole thing across, and I've cut that out and done that and showing you that now just to save some time. And what I've done here is I'm doing this in real time, and I haven't sped this up just to show you all the different embellishments that are on the page and how they're added to the page and how the dimension that they give. And I'm finished there. So I hope you've enjoyed that page. I will be back shortly with some more shares, and hopefully they'll be daylight recording layouts, but we'll see how we go. And I hope everyone has a fantastic Christmas, and I'll see you soon. Bye.